Xbox is now the best console, which is what I would be saying if they weren't dying. Let's be honest, Xbox was always fighting a downhill battle, as they were up against the absolute behemoths of PlayStation and Nintendo. But a place where this rarely shows is at the beginning of the current console generation. Xbox are mostly known for their consoles, not necessarily their controllers, as would be noticed with this generation. First of all, their newest controller looks exactly like their previous one. Second of all, barely has any specs compared to the PS5's DualSense. And after all that, it's still the same price. But if we really want a good look at this, we're going to have to wind it all the way back to 2013, the release of the PS4 and Xbox One.
To announce that Xbox One will launch this November in 21 markets around the world at $499 in the US and 499 euros in European markets, and 429 pounds in the UK.
Yes, what you just saw was Phil Spencer announcing the prices of the Xbox One. And yes, that was the real reaction. Now, I'll compare that to the PlayStation.
And will continue to offer the best value on the market. I'm very proud to announce that PlayStation 4 will be available at $399.
As you can see, the major price gap between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One showed that more people would opt for the cheaper option of the PlayStation 4 rather than the Xbox One. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. So let's fast forward it to the current generation, the PlayStation.
Game Library.
Yes, now we discuss the difference between the game library of the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation. As you probably know by now, Phil Spencer likes his game studios, as many popular game studios are under the ownership of Microsoft, such as Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. But even with all this power, they still do not take advantage of it, as they haven't put a single notable game out in the past few years. Whilst PlayStation has The Last of Us, Horizon Forbidden West, Uncharted, God of War, and so many more that have only just come out in the past 4 years. I could dedicate an entire video to the vast difference between their game catalogues. I could dedicate an entire You saw that right. Now we discuss something that PlayStation has and Xbox has never bothered to even think about. The PlayStation VR 2. Sony's magnum opus in the VR space. Working as a sequel to its wildly successful predecessor, the PSVR 1, the newer headset steps it up a notch by adding stunning 4K OLED visuals and offers 4 million pixels per eye. And on top of all this, Sony adds a stunning game library. Games such as Horizon Call of the Mountain, Gran Turismo 7 VR, Hitman VR, and many more. And the closest thing Xbox has to any of this is cloud gaming on the MetaQuest headsets. Now, onto my final point. Xbox, technically, has surrendered in the console wars. They have begun porting their games to PlayStation after their console sales were showing a decline. So what does this mean? Is Xbox go third party? Well, currently, it's rumored that Xbox will be going third party in 2028 if they don't sell enough Game Pass subscriptions and stop making consoles entirely. Even though it's still unknown whether this will come to fruition, there is a way for you to keep yourself updated on this. If you subscribe, you'll be able to find out the latest gaming news and game reviews. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Good day, good night, and goodbye.